angry hair, sad hair. Yeah, like there's no classes. There's no class you're signing up for being like, there's imaginary hair class. Like, no, there's none of that. And there's...
That's the way that you rehearsed the fight stuff with your arms, so that you knew what it would do to your
as if to my body.
Frame.
Yeah, I would kind of practice the fight physically first with my arms. So if there was like a punch or a jab or a twist or whatever it was, I would feel how my body would support my arms to do it, and then mimic that, but with my arms down, so that my hair would do it. Yeah, so if it was like when I grabbed the guy and I would twist, my arm and my head naturally does it. So when my hair grabs the guy, there is this kind of moment where you grab him and it's a tightening of your body. It's my body became my spine, all of my body became my spine to support my hair. So there's not as much movement with her body when her hair is active, partially because, I mean, that was in the little clip you guys saw, that's like the Royal Guard. They're not that tough. She wasn't that worried, except for that weird zappy guy that creeped up behind her. Didn't see that one coming, unfortunately.
I don't watch over those weird zappy guys.
Yeah, that was a little oversight on my part. But that was it. I would just practice, and I would practice kind of the different emotions of how you feel when you're being attacked or how your body moves. And the CGI guys were incredible. They just gave it its own life and its own little like flip and movement. It's got a little sassy hair.
It just sounds like so much fun. Is that either the scariest or most exciting, or maybe kind of both, that you have to invent these new things when you come into a world like this, when you come into a universe that's so fantastical? Is that something that draws you into it? It's like, I get to sort of develop how this would work. I get to figure out how this language would work. Is that something that you sink your teeth into, you get really excited about?
Yeah, it's super exciting, but it's also terrifying because you have millions of people that are like, I didn't see it like that.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, okay. Sure.
And potentially years ahead of you. So, you sometimes you want to be careful of the kind of footprint you're putting down, because you got to fill that footprint for years to come.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to turn it over to audience Q&A in just a second, because I see I've run out of my time, unfortunately. But one, I do want to remind you, I'm going to ask you about that lockjaw thing. And two, I told you it's the whole point of the interview. And two, Serinda, I wanted to give you an opportunity to talk to something that you've been working really hard on for 6 years. Like I said, I was working on social media, and you've worked tireless efforts to raise awareness and help stop, sex trafficking and human trafficking. I want you just to speak a little bit about that. Tell us about that cause, and also
thank you.
Where we can go for more information and help.
Yeah, that would be phenomenal. 6 years ago, I watched a documentary by mistake on anti-sex trafficking. I was coming back from set and was like, I want to watch garbage. I just want to like zone out, and turned the TV on and walked out and came back in, and they said human trafficking is the second largest criminal enterprise in the world. Yeah. And I kind of just stopped and went, I'm sorry, what? How is that possible? And 1.2 million women and children are sold every year. And I realized that it has to do with the fact that I won a geographic lottery at birth, basically being born in Canada. My rights, I was right to my body, I was right to be educated, I was right to have a voice, a choice. And that these girls that I was seeing were born in Cambodia or Nepal, and they didn't have the same opportunities that I had. They hadn't made a different choice, they hadn't done anything differently than I had other than where they were born. And so I picked up my bags and I went to Cambodia, Malaysia, and Thailand, and I tried to learn a little bit more. So I started which makes total sense, I started a charity skydive once a year that a group of us throw ourselves out of a plane to represent these women and children in a sense of just each day choose one day or each year choose one day to face your fears, to represent these women and children and to raise funds and awareness. And I think we've reached about 99 million people with our message, and we raised about $700,000.
Amazing.
It's pretty insane by people just jumping out of planes. Like it's kind of ridiculous, but it stops people. They're like scrolling through social media, and you see a celebrity that you like or a friend that you like, and their face is flapping in the wind.
It's just it, right? Like on the surface of it, it's like, what a weird thing. There's no connection, but there's actually kind of a brilliance to it. Like one, thematically facing your fears. Two, you're right. On social media, you need to do crazy things.